All right, guys, good morning. It is wet and super soggy today. It's a little wetter than I expected. All right, now we got to talk about boundaries, right? Emotional boundaries. So, negative people, the people that are just always negative, right? Always negative. The ones who are irritated, like all the time. The ones who are angry. And you're just like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Can you just stop? Can you just stop? I just stop. I understand that. I understand that. The question is, if I have the right to feel anything, and nothing I feel is right, wrong, good, or bad, and the hard question to answer, what about those who are angry, negative, upset? Do they have a right? And how do you navigate that with them? The reason why we don't want people to feel is because there is a belief in us that we are supposed to do something about what they feel. Like we're supposed to change something and we're supposed to take care of them. Now, yesterday we talked about the why of that. And that is because when you are infants, this is how it goes down. You are irritated. You are frustrated. You are hungry and uncomfortable. And there's an adult who senses what you're showing them, and they're supposed to take care of it so that you are comfortable and you are safe and you're okay. If you're a mom, oh my gosh, this is where it comes, ladies. This is where we get all hijacked. If you're a mom and you have cared for infants, then it's appropriate for you to be very sensitive to what they're experiencing, thinking, feeling, and respond to it. The problem comes when we don't, as moms, as dads, if you do it too, when we don't shift out of that and we just continue to stay the one who takes care of whatever emotional response is going on when somebody shows you that they're upset, they're frustrated, they're angry. Guess what? There's a place where it stops. There's a place where you are no longer responsible for their stuff. That's a hard one to chew on, actually. So, how do we do this? Well, I want you to look around for a second to the adults that are in your life. Do the adults in your life, unless they have a major physical problem, do they have physical autonomy? Like, do you get them dressed? Do you put food in their mouth? Do you take them to the bathroom and help them go potty? Do they expect you to spoon feed them? Do they expect you to put on clothes if they're totally healthy and functional? Do they expect that from you? Because I'm thinking they don't when they're healthy and happy. Now, when an adult is sick, for you to say, what can I do for you? I can get you some food so that you don't have to do that because you're unwell. Totally okay. Thumbs up. Doing that all the time, it's not healthy. All right, let's put this back into our experience with others in the emotional plane. Emotional autonomy. I am only meaning able to respond to my nervous system's signals. I'm only able to respond to my stuff. Now, I hear this all the time, but what if someone else expects you to make it better? Let me tell you why that's happening. Because they have not emotionally matured to the point that they know that what they're feeling is totally okay and that they can handle their emotions with autonomy. You can keep it a safe space so that they can handle it, but it's theirs to handle. And if you're fawning, then they believe that it's your responsibility. So, what fawning is, it's a response that we have to stress, just like the responses that we have that are freezing, fighting, like arguing, get defensive, uh, fleeing away. There's also fawning. Fawning is when you just do anything you can. Okay, okay, okay. I'm the one. I'll make it all better. I'll talk to them. I'll clean this up. Whatever that you need to do so that they are not irritated is fawning, or they're not angry, or they're not upset with you. That is a fawning response. There's a problem with fawning is it causes this really weird dependency that isn't healthy. Years and years ago, when I was married to my first husband, I believed Hollywood. If I'm upset and you love me, then you are supposed to help me not be upset. Like, isn't that Hollywood? Why don't you understand this? Do we need to watch some chick flicks together so that you can get a hold of this? I truly believe that it was my responsibility to take care of his emotional state, and it's his responsibility to take care of my emotional state. And that means we have a great relationship, and that's how it goes. He is so unhealthy. Well, they're so unhealthy. So this has been a really hard thing for me to learn. Growing up in a home with a lot of addiction and dysfunction and narcissism, on top of just the culture, I totally believed it was my responsibility to take care of somebody else's feelings. Totally believed that. And then when I couldn't, I totally felt the shame and the guilt and the frustration. And I was bad. I was wrong. And then that guilt and that shame turned into depression. And I couldn't fix them. And so I was bad. And their dysfunctional behaviors was because I wasn't good enough. I wasn't loving enough. I wasn't whatever enough. The I'm not enough comes from this. So I allowed things that were not healthy. Emotional boundaries were not great. I have since learned some things that I want to share with you. This is the hard place. This is where we're going to get to. Not only do I have the right to feel anything that I feel, I can feel sad. I can feel frustrated. I can feel completely happy and joyful, even if you're upset. I have the right to feel panicked. I have the right to feel satisfied. Regardless of what anybody else is feeling, I have the right to feel whatever I feel. That is such a freeing and wonderful experience. And there's a catch 22. Here's it. Oh gosh, guys, this is where it gets really hard. Guess what? Whether other people around you know it or not, they have the right to feel whatever they are feeling. So, what that means is if they are feeling upset because they perceive something that feels wrong to them, they absolutely have the right to feel upset, even if their perception's not correct. Even if they're blaming you for something that isn't right, like it didn't even happen, they still have the right to feel upset. What they don't have the right to do is cuss you out. They do not have the right to lock you out. They do not have the right to threaten you. That is not okay. They can feel upset. What they do with their upset, that's where we get toxic or we get happy. So I can say, I am upset, and you don't have to do anything about it because I know what to do. Oh my gosh, this is the hardest thing. When somebody else believes that you are the one that is supposed to make them feel better and you stop doing that, all kind of shiz hits the fan, guys. Like, you change the game. It's not how it is. But I will tell you, if you don't allow them to feel whatever they're feeling, they will never, ever, ever experience emotional autonomy, and they will never experience how powerful it is to have control over their emotions. It just doesn't happen. So here's what has to happen, guys. You have to remove yourself emotionally from their experience. Now, that sounds like we're going completely against all of our teachings, right? I am supposed to bear your burden, so therefore be a good servant of God. Well, it doesn't mean I have to feel what you're feeling and take care of the feelings. That's not bearing somebody else's burden. Bearing somebody else's burden is standing with them and saying, I see you. I know what this feels like. And I'm right here for you. Like, I know you can do this. The burden of doubt, I know you can do this. The burden of fear, you're strong. The burden of sadness, it's going to be okay. It's okay to feel this sad. I see you. Witnessing is what we're supposed to be doing when somebody else is having a hard time. Not walking away, not fixing, not taking it on for them. Nope. Just witnessing. I see you, and I'm right here. Okay. If they pick up a plate and throw it at you because they're angry, you are not right there. Get out. Okay. If they're angry, you can say, I see that you're really, really angry right now. If you would like to share more about why this is the truth for you, I'm right here. But the minute you start blaming me, calling me names, throwing things at me, yelling and screaming and threatening me, I am no longer here. That is not appropriate. See, what's happening with the blaming is that they believe that they can't handle the emotion. So they're shoving it onto you. And in the past, you've caught it. You've caught the blame, and you believe you're supposed to be the one to fix it. Oh my gosh, it's such a weird experience where you go, wow, you're really, really upset. And they go, yeah, because you, and you go, that's interesting that that is what you think, but I'm not going to take it. I don't receive that it's my fault. I think you can do this. They freak out. So, one of the things that I learned in dealing with toxic relationships for myself is that when you stop feeling for the person who is toxic, when you stop managing their emotions, you really can't anyway, guys. It's all fault. But when you keep trying and then you stop, they're going to get upset with you. They're not going to go, oh my gosh, thank you so much for giving me responsibility over my own crap. I'm so grateful for that. No, 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 no. That comes later. That comes later. The only one who defines you is God. So when you are blamed, one of the things that I do is I hear it. I suspend judgment of myself. I understand that somebody feels that I did something to them. That's what they believe. And I weigh it out. And I say, is there something here that is mine? Hey, God, Did I contribute to someone's experience in a way that wasn't good that I need to shift? He's the one, not the other person. Because when you go, oh, that was mine, now you get to have a conversation. You go, you know what? I can see that what I did contributed to what you experienced. That is not what I wanted. And I'm really sorry about my part in the negative thing that you had going on. That is very different than, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me make it better. Let me make it better. I'm going to fix it. Because you're not giving them any of that responsibility. So I have a friend who has a situation with a husband who is very toxic right now. And it's been kind of years, and she's starting to wake up to the fact that maybe not everything is her fault. That's a really hard awakening. You know why you take on the blame? Because if it's your fault, you can control it. If you can fix something about you, it's going to get better because you have control over fixing you. You know what the really, really scary thing is? And it's okay to be scared about this. What if it's not your fault? What if their experience is because they're not managing their stuff and they're blaming you for them not managing their stuff? What if they feel bad when you say, hey, so I just want to let you know that this happened and I felt this. And they say, well, now you're making me wrong. Like, you always make me feel bad. I'm always the one who has to change. I'm always the one, blah, 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 blah. They've just flipped it onto you. If they feel bad because of something that they did and you're telling them, maybe it's okay to feel bad. Guys, shame and regret are not the same thing. How do you know if you should apologize and change or not apologize? I love this. You have to stop. You have to stop and really look at the situation. Did you actually do something that is wrong, or did you just not fix their emotion? So there was a situation that happened. Me and my husband are navigating this. I had a very, very wonky day. It was really hard. I found out that my sister's husband passed away. And the relationship is such that she's blocked me. And I can't comfort her. If I talked to her, it would actually trigger her into more hatred. And I did call, by the way, and let her know when her husband had a heart attack. I let her know that I was aware and that, if there's anything I could do. So it's not cold heartedness, but the toxicity that comes back is such that it is not emotionally safe for me to be around. Okay, so I was in a wonky place. And I let Tom know I'm in a wonky place today. I'm just feeling really wonky. I don't know what to do about it. He heard me. He did not dismiss me. But at the same time, it's like he doesn't know what to do to support me. So didn't make me wrong, but also it wasn't what do you need? That's rough. I can see why this is hard for you because you really love people. And so for you to stay away when someone's in pain must be really hard. He doesn't have that vocabulary yet, which is totally fine. So later on in the day, I get a call from somebody who is a friend of my sister's who lets me know about the conversation that she had that went really very wonky. And I was talking back and forth and trying to sort out my feelings and what she was feeling. And we were just evaluating the situation. So Tom came in to where I was, looks at me, and then walks away. Okay, immediately, I feel like I'm wrong. Okay, I've got a question for you. I'm wonky, needing some emotional support, and Tom doesn't know what to do to support me. And so I am receiving support from someone else. Is that wrong? Is there anything wrong with that? Because there's nothing wrong with me receiving the emotional support that I need at a time that feels really wonky for me. That's totally okay. So on his end, I am in my office a lot, either teaching or working with one-on-one clients. And he watches TV alone a lot. And there have been times when I have told him that I was going to come out and I was going to sit with him and talk with him. And then I totally put somebody else and their needs and their frustrations and their stuff first. And I did not prioritize that time with my husband. And he feels irritated, abandoned, not a priority. Is it okay that when he was wanting to spend time with a family, is it okay that he feels like he's not a priority because I'm on the phone with somebody? Is that okay for him to feel? Totally okay. Yep. Do I need to respond to that and take care of his emotions of feeling? Not necessarily. One of the things that happened is it was a show, not tell thing. So it wasn't a coming in and saying, "Hey, Anne, I'm missing you. I know that you're wonky. I'm just letting you know that I would really love to. I'd just love to have you around. So when you're done, can you come on in?" That is communication. He did not do that. He left. I continued to talk because I wasn't done getting the emotional support that I needed. He came in again and looked at me, and it was like he wanted me to make him feel better about him feeling not prioritized. He did not communicate to me he wasn't feeling prioritized. So where's the apology? I went upstairs later. I did stop the phone call right then. I got off. I felt the panic. I felt like, oh, shoot, I'm wrong. I've been talking to people. That's not what I should be doing. I should be spending all of my time. I should is not healthy. So I realized, wait a minute. Did I do anything wrong here? Now, the apology can be, honey, I know that in the past, I have absolutely 100% not prioritized you nor kept my commitments to you. And that has hurt you. I see it. I feel it. And I'm really sorry that that has been your experience with me. I would like you to know that in this case, it's not the same. I need some emotional support because of what's going on. And I would appreciate if you could give me emotional support. Not that you have to do anything right now, but if you could just be aware that right now I am the priority in this so I can be fully present with you. That is very different because that's communicating. That is very, very different than just running around and fixing it and pretending like it's fine. I'm wrong. He told me I was wrong by his actions. I fawned and fixed it, and now we're all good. And you see the difference in that. Owning the reason why somebody else has had an experience with you, like really taking it, is he wrong for feeling that? No, I should probably own something right there. Yeah, I can see why that is a trigger for him. I can see how I contributed to his trigger today. And then evaluating, but am I wrong in this moment? No. And if you are wrong in the moment, say I have been in the office too long and I told Tom I was going to come out and watch a movie 45 minutes earlier, and then I didn't because I was on the phone. And he is upset and he is sad and he is frustrated. I can watch him be sad, angry, and frustrated. I can feel really guilty and ashamed. I can then blame him for being negative all the time instead of just understanding. And none of that is taking ownership. Or I can see that he's upset and frustrated, and I can ask him to communicate that. So I see that you're upset. Do you want to tell me what you're feeling right now? And then suspending all of the shame on my side so that I can hear, well, you didn't keep your commitment to me. And I don't feel like a priority to you. Like you take care of everybody else instead of me. And I'm not wrong for missing you. I'm not wrong for wanting my wife to be around. And even though I may not have made him wrong, I could say, I'm going to own this. So rather than going into shame that I am evil, bad, wrong, I make his life horrible, that shame response does not help our communication. I have been taught in my past that in order to show that I am aware of my wrongs in my family of origin, I was supposed to experience a certain level of shame. And I was supposed to show up in shame and express my shame as repentance. Shame, I'm so sorry. I'm so wrong. I'm so bad. You're right. I shouldn't have done that. I'll try again next time. I'm really, really bad. All of that is not actually ownership. I didn't know that, you guys. I have done the shame repentance response for a long time. And in my relationships, it didn't help them because now they felt like they had to take care of me because I was feeling so badly. I am really grateful to a daughter who expressed that very thing to me. When I would go in with shame about how badly I feel because I was this and I was that, and, I understand that I am no good and, she deserves better and all that. All I did was flip the tables and make her take care of my shame response. So if somebody tells you something that is true, this is what you got to do, guys. You've got to ground, take a deep breath, evaluate. Do they have a right to this feeling? Whether or not you did something or not, the answer to that question is always yes. They always have a right to whatever they're feeling. Why? Because you have a right to whatever you're feeling. Do you have a right to the feeling of panic in that moment? Yes. Do you have the right to feel defensive in that moment when somebody tells you you've done something? Yes. Do you have the right to feel like you want to hide in a hole? Yep. You have the right to feel that. And you also have control to say, I'm hiding, I'm hiding, I'm hiding. I'm in shame. Did he shame me or did he just tell me something that I need to hear so that our relationship is better? Because him telling me something that makes me feel bad does not mean that he's shaming me. It means I have been taught that shame is the appropriate response to my wrongs. Guys, I'm telling you, shame is not the appropriate response. It is not. Do you have a right to be ashamed? Yes. Then take it. Notice what shame feels like in your body. Read through it. Calm it down. You can even say, I hear you and I need to process this for a minute, but I'll come back. Find where you're right. You have the right to feel whatever. Did I have the right to feel like I needed to support somebody while they're crying and they haven't processed everything out? Yeah, I have the right to feel like I want to stand with someone in that moment. Does he have the right to feel like I'm abandoning him again? Absolutely. If he owns his abandonment and talks to me and says, hey, I feel abandoned right now. And if I own what I'm experiencing and say, yeah, but I don't feel supported by you because you should know that, ready, should know that when I'm doing this, it's because it's part of my job. That would be you have unsupported me. I have abandoned you. Is that true? Yep. It's true that I feel unsupported. It's true that he feels abandoned. Absolutely true. And now what would you love to do about it? I would love to say, you know what? I know why you feel abandoned, and that's valid. And I'm really, really sorry that that has been your experience with me. I see that this is a thing. And him coming and saying, you know what? I understand why you feel unsupported because there have been times when I haven't checked in with what's going on with you, or I've just demanded attention when I haven't even been aware of what you're involved in. And I'm sorry that has been your experience with you. That ownership of not only what you feel, but what other people are telling you about you is communication, guys. That's the real stuff. Now we can say, okay, moving forward, what would we love to do? Well, moving forward, what I would love is that if I'm in the office and it's then say, I'm going to really try to be a priority. I'm going to put, alarms, and I'm going to tell my person that I have got 10 minutes left or whatever. I'm going to do that. And if I don't, because I'm human and I'm flawed, I give you permission to text me and say, hey, Ann, can you be wrapping this up in 5 minutes? I give you permission to tell me that I'm doing the thing. And I'm going to respond to that. On the other side, I'm going to, when you're really not supportive of something that I just really need to do, I'm going to ask you, hey, could you be supportive about this right now? And I will make things up to you later. I would really love your support. This is kind of a hard thing for me. Sure, honey, I'll support you in this. Now, if I'm responsible and make him a priority when I made that commitment, he's going to trust that that's true. And if he's been supportive in things and kind of suspended what he's needed because he was supporting what I did, then to me, that's true. When he needs me and saying, no, babe, I just need you. I need you to shut this down because I need you now. I will trust that because of the support that he gives me. So I hope that expressing some of these things is helpful to you on how to honor what you're feeling and honor what somebody else is feeling at the same time. To not lose you, to take ownership of what you feel, to evaluate how you are contributing to somebody else's experience, and how to speak that to someone else. If they shut you down when all you're doing is speaking your experience, it's not your fault. It's just shame. And you can say, I am not wrong that you feel ashamed right now. I am not wrong that you feel bad right now. I am right in that I am communicating to you respectfully and purposefully. Deep breath in. All right, guys, we may talk a little bit more about this. If this was helpful, please comment. Let me know what mattered. Tell me what part of this had impact on you. And please, please, please share. See you guys. Have a great day.